Hello, Mother.
You had to hang out and call me back.
Yeah.
Are we on the internet thing?
Yeah, we're on YouTube right now.
Are we live?
Might as well be. I just put up the last episode 5 today. So.
Oh, so we need some new episodes.
Yeah, we need new material. So.
Oh, yes, and we were getting to our cliffhanger that we have everybody hanging on.
Yep. So, we'll get to that. That's a big one. The FBI.
The FBI and the CIA.
So when we were recording the last one, you were like taking pauses and coughing, and you thought you had a cough, and then you ended up
with pneumonia and bronchitis and the shingles all at once.
Just falling apart.
Breakdown. Yeah, I said, well, I see my life flashing before my eyes. Jason will call and say, Mom, we gotta get that last episode in.
Before you die.
Hang on, Jason, let me cough you. Before you get that last cough, hang on, let me cough up a lung. Okay, I got one lung left.
That's funny. Yeah, you could have died of pneumonia.
I could have, because that actor, who's the actor that just died that was on Grease?
I don't know.
His name was John somebody.
John Travolta?
No. No. Not John Travolta. It was a co-star. And my friend called and said, oh, Charmaine, I thought of you today. This actor died of pneumonia. I said, thanks. Of course, he was on all kinds of drugs and stuff, so he didn't know how bad off he was.
Well, you were on some drugs, too.
Yes, I was on hallucinogenics. I've been on several trips with my steroids.
They give you acid to treat pneumonia these days?
It's like it. Prednisone and steroid injections, and so I was tripping. And plus, my Graham's out of here as I'm tripping.
That's a bad trip.
No, it's a real bad trip.
I think there's something that you didn't know about that night when Dawn found the weed.
Yeah? What?
I was tripping.
I didn't think he was even home when he found it.
I didn't come home until like way after midnight. It was like, I don't know, 1 in the morning or something. And it wasn't even, I didn't even have a cell phone at the time. It was like, I think I had a pager. So he kept paging me like every 5 minutes, and I'm like, oh crap.
Oh yeah, because you were in big trouble.
Yeah, I was already in big trouble. I skipped church and tripped.
and Dawn found her marijuana plant.
And Dawn found the marijuana, and then I come home, and I'm still tripping, and there's Dawn. He's eating a plate of spaghetti. So I walk in, and you didn't say anything to me. You're like, just go to your room. So I'm like, all right, fine, I'll just go to my room. And then Dawn's following me. I'm like, why is he following me? And then I walk into my room, and there's my desk broke open, like with marijuana. And I'm like, oh my God, I am so dead. And then there's Dawn standing behind me, like with a plate of spaghetti in his hand, twirling some spaghetti and like eating it. And he's like, what's that? And I'm like, you know what it is. And I remember saying something like, I'm just glad that part of my life is over, or something like that. And then I'm like, I'd like to just be alone right now. And then I closed my door and locked my door and was freaking out in my room all night for hours. That was bad. I should have just stayed at Derek's.
Yeah, and just got in more trouble.
Yeah, because it was
more trouble. Because you're already in big trouble, so what was more?
Yeah, I shouldn't even have come home. That was a bad idea.
I didn't even know it because, you know, I don't like confrontation, so...
Yeah.
Go to your room. And when I would get really mad at you when you did something really bad, like when I found the porn tapes and stuff and your registers, I would rip out your computer. That was your big punishment. I would rip everything out, and then you'd say, you come home, Mom, why'd you do that? You're grounded.
I know.
You're not getting nothing. And then 2 days later, you get it back.
Well,
finally,
it would be more.
Mom.
It'd be more like a week, maybe. I'd be like,
say, Mom. Yeah, when you're going to do that, huh?
You'd be like, you're grounded for a month. And then I would, like, after 2 or 3 days, I'd start...
You talk your way out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you'd say, Mom, whenever you get mad at me and you want to rip out my computer, just remove this plug. Because you would have to wire everything all back up.
I had to put it all back together.
Just remove this plug, and it won't work. But you don't have to rip everything off. Because it would take you hours to have to put it back together.
Put it all back together.
Yeah, and here's what they said at work. Because I worked and you come home and every day they say, oh, we know when it's Jason calling because you pick up the phone. Hello? No. I said no. Absolutely not. No, Jason. No. And I gotta go. I'm working. Click. And then they hear ring, ring, ring. Well, all right, but you're going to take out the garbage before you do this.
Yeah, and I used to have to, I could never tell you what I really wanted to do. I had to come up with things that you would say yes to, because at first I would be like, hey, can I go to a concert with Derek and Eric and Larry in Cleveland? And you'd be like, no way, you are
no, Jason.
A concert. And so then I'd be like, can I stay over Eric's house? He's got this new Dreamcast game, and we're just going to play some games. Okay. And then we'd go to a concert in Cleveland.
You're a weasel, just like your mother. I used to do the same things.
So I just have to get an alibi that you would agree to. Then go do what I want.
No matter what you're doing, it always started out no, but you would have to negotiate your way into a yes. You wouldn't give up.
I was a good negotiator, and I was relentless.
Relentless negotiator. Yeah, you should have been an attorney.
I am an attorney at times when I need to be.
Yeah. I think you could get Casey Anthony off if you were an attorney.
That'd be...
Oh, she didn't mean it. She's a nice girl. She didn't mean it.
Who? Who are you talking about?
Casey Anthony, the one that's on trial now for killing her 2-year-old daughter.
Oh, I don't keep up with criminal.
Oh my gosh, it's the big news, and they're from our hometown in Niles, Ohio.
Really?
Yeah.
Good people.
I knew her dad.
Good people.
Good people. They are good people. She turned out to be your rotten mother.
That is funny. So, yeah, my ad hoc lawyer abilities, like whenever I get a speeding ticket, I'd be like, I am fighting this injustice.
Like, I go on an as-needed basis.
Yeah, I go and do all this research and then go like present a case in front of the judge. And I used to
tell you, the one you went, was it for a speeding ticket?
Yeah.
And you had a big case?
Yeah. So, and when I did this in Nebraska, like, they'd be like, yes, that is a well-presented case. And, like, I would actually get it, like, thrown out. But down here in Texas, if you're not, like, one of the good old boys, you are guilty until they say you're not guilty, which they're not going to say you're not guilty. So I tried it down here in Texas. I got a speeding ticket, so I go in, and I have, like, I walk in with a briefcase and a suit. I look like a lawyer, put my briefcase up on the table, and then, like, I had all this case law, like case studies, federal studies, like from other federal courts where people had fought traffic violations and like won, and so it's like you can use the case law to fight for your case to show that higher courts were in your favor on your side of the position. And so I'm like citing case law, and I have copies for everyone to give it to the attorney, give it one to the judge, and then they're like, well, this is case law from Illinois, and I'm like, yes, but all states have to adhere to the manual on uniform traffic control devices, which is the federal manual for all traffic control devices. So what stands in one state, it stands in this state as well. I'm like, okay, and then like the prosecutor was like, I am not familiar with the case law that he's presenting here, and so the judge was finally like, well, Jason, it was refreshing to hear, case law cited in traffic court, and I would like to commend you on your, defense of your case, but I'm going to have to find you guilty. So it's kind of like, oh, nice show there, monkey boy. Give us your money.
But you're guilty.
Yeah. I have no idea what you're talking about.
Oh, at least you tried.
He's like, you are more than welcome to appeal to a higher court.
You did get out of some things, though, didn't you?
Yeah, in Nebraska I did.
In Nebraska.
I've had like a stop sign where I didn't come to a complete stop at a stop sign here, and I think I had a speeding ticket that was like 5 miles over the speed limit, and I think that's the only. I've had 2 tickets down here, and I've lost both of them. Tried to fight them, so it's kind of useless down here. I used to work in Nebraska. They would actually, if you made a good case, be, rule in your favor. But not down here. Ain't like that in Texas.
Doesn't roll down there. Huh?
Nope. All right. Well,
Nebraska, come on.
Yeah. Well, we're already at 12 minutes, so this is already going to be the end of episode 6. So,
oh my gosh, and you still got people hanging.
Yeah, they're going to hang on until the next episode. They're going to hang for a while. That's a grand finale.
Oh, and how many hits are you getting off of your?
Well, I only showed views on the first episode because I was curious, and it was like over 4,000 views.
Really?
Yeah. So that's cool.
Oh, Cody watches them all. He's all up to date on the stories.
All right, so I'll put an annotation on the screen. They can click the link to go to the next episode, and we'll be back for episode number 7.